So yeah, that is the topic today, presented by Cybervenom. You can call me Morgan if you wish. So Python is an interpret and is one of the high-level languages and was developed between 1985 and 1990 by Guido von Rossum. It is also an object-oriented language, programming language. So apart from being an object-oriented programming language and apart from being a programming language like the others, Python has the following advantages over other languages. Python is learner-friendly. It is easy to learn due to the codes are not long as other languages. Also, it has an interactive mode. It is portable, means it can run on wide range hardware devices and operating systems. It supports graphical user interfaces. Yeah, for those who have studied Python for a while, you'll understand the libraries like Kiwi, Tkinter used in GUI when designing graphical user interface. When it comes to designing applications for either Windows or any other. So Python is also for cybersecurity can be used in various things like making tools and writing scripts. So if you design a script, maybe you want to incorporate with another language like Bash or another shell scripting language like Bash or PowerShell in Windows, you can also use Python, then use Python as the main language. Then for commands, you can add Python, you can add Bash or other languages you like. Then why should you use Python in cybersecurity? Why not any other language, or why should you prefer Python over other languages when it comes to cybersecurity? It is easy to learn, as I've said before. Yeah, it is a lightweight language. I don't know if you guys understand. Yeah, you like lightweight. I mean, you only have to use short or few lines of codes to achieve a certain or to write a program you want. Or unlike Java, where like getting an output, you have to do a lot of stuffs that can make you tedious. But with Python, only a few lines of codes, then what you want is achieved. It's also an open source, automatic memory management. It has got libraries to work for that. Scripts in Python can be created quickly. Yeah. Then Python can be used for mostly almost everything. Maybe you want to do post scanning, you want to access servers. We can still access servers using Python. There are many libraries like MySQL connector can be used to access servers, as long as you have tried to scan the post, and then you'll find that a port with MySQL server is open. You can access the same service using Python. Yeah, decoding packets, encryption and decryption still can be done by Python. Those people base64. Then even if it's not using Python, but you can use Python with other, like the Linux command, you use the operating system or the OS module to access what is on the server. I'll do that later. Malware analysis can also be done, also making payloads using Python. It is also useful because of its extensive libraries. As people are, the cybersecurity field preferring Python as the best language. So people have come up with many libraries like Nmap, the other library that deals with Metasploit frameworks, and the others, we'll talk about them later. Benefits of Python programming. Benefits of Python programming. The first thing, Python is portable. You can run Python in any operating system or any environment, either in Linux, in Windows, Mac. It is possible. So as long as you have installed the necessary libraries, like when you want to scan to have a post scanning on Mac, you just install a Python library Nmap. You can use it to scan ports on Mac, on Windows, or any other operating system around. It's also an interpreted language. The feature, this makes it famous as it is an interpreted language. Interpretation means compiling not required before execution of the program. It directly executes the code line by line. Productivity, Python can be considered as the most productive language. Its growth is based from 1995 up to late. Python as users have been increasing. I know today Python may be one of the best languages among the top 3 languages used in the world today. Vast library support, I've talked about that. Having more than 200 libraries, when it comes to more than 200 libraries with it. Learner friendly, I've talked about the same. Then dynamically typed. Python is dynamically typed language, means you do not have to worry to always declare the data type of the variable. It will automatically assign the type. Unlike other languages like C++, C, Java, where you have to declare the variable, the type of the variable first, the data type of the variable first before assigning. Python, you assign as you use. You use as you assign. It will automatically do that for you. No need to declare the variables first before assigning them. So how is Python used in cyber security by cyber security analysts? Or how is cyber security used in cyber security? How is Python used in cyber security analysis? More of you, I know more of us are cyber security experts or analysts. Maybe some of you call yourselves hackers or so. Cyber are professionals who build and secure IT organizations, network, and infrastructure. Their work is only to secure IT organizations, network, and infrastructure, like websites, the network in general, databases connected to the same network, and many others. Cybersecurity uses Python for implementing the major checkups by using automated scripts which can be created by using Python. As Python have been used in artificial intelligence for a long time, so incorporating artificial intelligence into cybersecurity, there are scripts or there are programs that have been developed to read or learn how packets are being transferred. Then they can be used to detect any malicious packets passing through a certain point of the network. Then alert the network administrator with that. So cybersecurity have to write their own automation code, which obviously will be beneficial to write in Python, because majority of time the domain will be vast and an analyst can't show any error or code on every server. So we have top 14 libraries used in cybersecurity and are provided by Python. The these are the most popular libraries. You as a cybersecurity expert or analyst, you have to know them when getting into cybersecurity field with interest in Python programming. So network security libraries, as I told you earlier, there's Nmap. I'll try to use that. Then you can still use, like when you're using you can still interact with the operating system. Write your command from let me say a user input or any other program. You write the command, then Python interacts with the web the web shell, not the web shell, interacts with the system, performs what the user wants to use with the command, then brings the output of the command using Python apart from. So Nmap is one of the, apart from using Nmap, the way people look at it, using your terminal, you can still code using an Nmap library in Python. You just import it and then use it in, like, you automate where, let's say a huge network, or you are a cybersecurity expert or a pen tester, you want to find out open ports on various devices on the node. You can write an automatic code where a user will just input an IP address, let's say of the gateway server, then the script will automatically scan for devices, find vulnerabilities, find open ports on the same network, then making it easier for you. We have Beautiful Soup. This used by, you can use this to, it is called web scraping. It is used in web scraping, getting HTML and XML content from the websites. Many tools that get content from the website use this library. Then we have Yara. Yara is used in malware identification and classification. We have Mechanize. It is used in interacting with data, and is also an SQL injection and XSS cross-site scripting. It can be used to catch data from a web page. By Metasploit, as I mentioned earlier, Metasploit framework provided by Python, used to find different vulnerabilities on different environments or platforms like mobile, exploitation, Linux, and Windows. Many of you have interacted with Metasploit. What Metasploit can do is what PyMetasploit 3 can do in Python. Scapy, it is used for decoding packets, analyzing packets, and processing packets. This is useful to experts, mainly let's say if you are a network admin, you have to check a point the packets that are coming into the network or getting out into the network. You have to analyze them. These are Python script, a Python library that will help you achieve that. Cryptography library contain libraries used to secure and encrypt file and data using cryptographic algorithms. the different libraries, that's why I've mentioned that cryptography libraries used to encrypt and decrypt. The famous one, base64 encoding system using BS4, a library used in encoding and decoding base64 encryptions. PSCAN used to expose or terminated processes. These mainly, when handling like a server side, let's say where maintaining the servers, this is one of the libraries used in the process. You can use PSCAN, the OS library, they interact together. Like OS library on PowerShell, you insert the command, then it brings out what you want. Let's say someone wants to use top on Linux to get the services that are running on the server. He uses the OS library to do that. Then PS list, it shows all processes and verifies which process started and ended. That one too. Twisted is a network programming framework written in Python, which was developed by Glyph, and it is licensed under that one, released that date on October 2002. It is used to create SMTP, SSH, and HTTP servers. Other libraries like RawSocketPy, PWN tools, requests. Requests for those people dealing with servers most of the times want to get the response from the server. They want to analyze how the server is responding to a certain request, how web pages are responding. So request is the best module to use when handling that. Then requests in Python will allow you to send HTTP 1.1 request. It will give us all the content, encoding, status, and response object. Response object contains the server's response to the HTTP request. There are many, apart from that, there are other libraries, or if the cybersecurity analyst is good at programming, he or she can come with their own libraries to do that. It depends with your knowledge in it. So another, how is Python used in pen testing? One may ask the question. So I've arranged the tools depending on the stage at where from the first stage to the last stage of penetration testing. So someone performing a pen test is performing whatever an attacker will do. Yeah. These are 7 stages of pen testing, and at every stage, except for the first engagement stage, there are a variety of Python libraries that can be used. Okay. So at pre-engagement, this is the first stage where cybersecurity team determines the objective and the logistics of the pen test. Some of us we randomize on our objectives. You don't have a particular objective when trying to what will I achieve, or what should I do to do? You just have a random objective and logistics of the penetration testing procedure. So after that, information gathering. you'll be able, for those who will get the document, you'll be able to have the tool and the link to the tool. So I said Nmap during information gathering, ports, mainly port scanning, treated, beautiful soup, Scapy, socket, mechanize, and dev plot script. And then threat modeling, pentesters rely to Python libraries, PyTM framework, and threat modeling 0.01. Getting into vulnerability scanning, Valnas, this library mainly Windows servers. This library will help cybersecurity experts or pentesters when doing a vulnerability scan over Windows servers. Or for those, the presented document, I think I'll send to Nancy. Nancy will then hand it over to you guys. So no worries. Then at exploitation, pentesters will rely on Python libraries like PyMetaPloit 3. The way I told you, these is a Python library used to handle Metasploit framework in Python. Then Scapy, again socket, then BYOB. I guess for those who want to ask what is BYOB, the link is there. Then post exploitation, after exploiting, I've seen that this one, this server is vulnerable to a certain vulnerability. You have exploited it. Then post exploitation, pentesters rely on Python libraries like PyMetaPloit 3, BYOB, and RSPET. Reporting, this is the point where you have to report what you find out, the vulnerability you have seen that the servers or the network is vulnerable under. Then you have seriously exploited it. Then after that, now you want to report to the administration or any related organization, or you have to use sys, plotly, pandas, or yeah. So at this point, after reporting, there's mitigation. You can also develop a Python script that will be mitigating the vulnerability you found. Maybe let's say more of this is let's say distributed denial of service or attacks, or just denial of service attacks. Python scripts are more useful here. Let's say you've generated let's say an AI emulating script that will identify if the server is under attack by DDoS attackers. At this point, to mitigate the error, you have to develop a script, a certain script for the same to mitigate the same vulnerability. Also, I urge guys to get into artificial intelligence. The script will be able to learn, and then when there is a denial of service attack, it will be able to learn the packets, how the packets are being sent to the server. It learns the algorithm. You develop an algorithm that will learn, it train itself. Then at a certain point, it will mitigate the problem. So why do cyber security analysts use Python during a cyber attack? The same we have done. I've listed the same. There are few Python libraries and frameworks that cybersecurity experts rely on when under a cyber attack. Now, this when like how to mitigate or how to recover your system that is under attack, how to stop the exploitation, how can you seize the attack. There's PS list can be used to list processes and identify when a certain process starts and how they end. Like a hacker or a cracker is running a payload on your server. This library can be used to identify that. At what time did the process start, and at what time did it end? When it is still continuing, it will also show that the process is still underway. So PS-tree is used to analyze what processes are running with the help of a tree architecture. I think you understand that. A tree architecture in a way that one process may lead to other child processes. One parent process may lead to other child processes. So that is the tree architecture. PS can help to uncover terminated processes. I can just create a script, deploy it on your server. Then after requesting for the, let's say, I've written a script to shut down a certain service like my SQL service. The script will do the same. Then it also shows the locations and where they are present and in what particular locations in your operating system. GRR, Google Rapid Response, is an instance response framework based on out of Python. So many scripts like the GIP location ones have been developed under Python, and you see their work. Many scripts under phishing have been developed by Python. Vulnerability scanning scripts like Nuclei is developed by Python. So after understanding the language, you can try yourself, come up with a script to automate your security activity or the security analyst activity. So cybersecurity experts also rely on automating security tasks when under cyber attack. Yeah, SOR, security orchestration and automation and response. When you are under an attack, you write a script that will try. The best scenario is where your server is under a denial of service attack. This you have to identify, the script should identify where the packets are coming from, the IP address, and then try to block the IP address from sending packets or denying the request from a particular IP address. When the script and when the security experts analyzes the packets and knows that these packets are that are overwhelming a certain server are from a certain node over the network. They help in automating security tasks and in wide use by time at the time of incident response when we are analyzing various alerts. How to learn Python for cybersecurity? Some people will ask that. First, complete the training course, blog or blog to become familiar with Python language, get some basic knowledge in Python language, understand the basics, how to use it, then the fundamentals of Python, study how to use some libraries in Python, then get into the field of cybersecurity, analyze, get some knowledge in cybersecurity, then use your Python knowledge in creating scripts in cybersecurity. You can get there are many sites providing the same. You can get, there are many courses doing the same. There are many books in Python under security. Also, like bug hunting, you can still use Python in it. So, in conclusion, Python is the most demanding programming language and scripting language in now and the coming future for cybersecurity. Keep learning it, and the content you learn is helpful in any way or the other. Also, keep discovering new libraries. Like after using some functions or libraries, you come up with their own, create your own libraries. It is very simple, not that hard. Create your own libraries, an algorithm the way you want it to be. Try market it, not marketing it. Just expose it to the public. People may start using it. Tell them how to use the library, and you'll keep on advancing in Python when it comes to cybersecurity. I hope there's no time, but I have something. I'll develop something, then present it in a way of. I have a bot. I developed a bot over it. It is a bot, Telegram bot, but you can use it. It is great when it comes to cybersecurity. It is developed by Python. You can use it. You'll see how Python is used in cybersecurity network scan. All you have to do is input the command, then the bot does for you what it wants in networks, in Metasploit, network port scanning, and others. So what I'll give you to motivate you, I'll present to you the bot, then you'll try using the bot to understand and maybe be fully prepared when it comes to using Python in cybersecurity. So Nancy, any question? Any question in the chat? Hello.
Okay, so yeah, I'm here.
Yeah.
So okay, everyone, well, I'm just going through the chat, check if there are any questions, but I don't see any. But there's a request for you to share the presentation. So I don't know if it's possible. Can you copy paste the link for that document?
Let me try share it.
Sorry.
Let me share the link in the chat.
Yeah, I think that works. So okay, unless there are any questions, now is the time. Unless there are any questions, now is the time to ask. Okay, no question for now. Just looking forward to putting all this learning into practice Yes, we will have a practical session for this. So, um, but also you can check our YouTube page, She Hacks Kenya. Uh, do check. I think we had a session uh, dealing with Python when it comes to security. So I think this was a really nice session to start with, especially like before we started, I addressed that issue of people asking why do I need coding to be in security? Which languages do I need? So yeah, I hope this session it will still be on our YouTube page. So feel free to revert and yeah, maybe listen through again, understand how exactly Python comes in. And just to note, it's not fully tied to Python to be in security. I always say I feel like cybersecurity is a very nice field because you can blend in your background skills to actually be good at it, right? So, for example, if you're here and maybe you're a dev, maybe front end, back end, whatever the case, and you want to transition to security, for you, if you've done like web dev, you understand like the language like really well, meaning for you, transitioning to web security will be an easier transition as a start. The same way, if you've done networking, meaning for you, understanding network security way easier. If you've done cloud, for you to get into cloud security, it will be an easy transition because you already understand the architecture of what this cloud or web or whatever the case is all about. Um, so yeah, if you've done like Android as well, same case. For you, application security will be something that will be easier to start with, get into the field. So that's just a pointers. So thank you so much everyone for joining in today. I think it's 8 already. Yeah, thank you for making time to join us. And yeah, also if you're here and maybe you're in the few groups that I posted today, that SheHacks will be given referrals for the Cyber program. And I shared a link, a Google Drive link, whereby you create a folder with your name, then upload your CV, your cover letter, and maybe referees if you have. So, not if you have, please try and have at a command like one or two. Also, feel free to use SheHacks as a referral for that. For the Cyber program, the formal applications already closed. So we are just using this window to give students, not students, well, basically the students, but for this cohort, we want to give an a keener consideration for students who have like you just done your final exam, you're waiting to graduate, or you have graduated and you're not working. So let me just clarify that. If you're working, meaning you're not eligible for the program. Since it's a placement program, it doesn't make sense that you're already working and then we train you all over again to help you find placements. So that's it. So if you have access to the drive, maybe you can even share that with your friends. That for this one, I'll close the link tomorrow by end of day, because I'm told you will have done your interviews by Friday and then maybe start classes next week on Monday. So tight timelines. I'll close the link tomorrow. So aside that, thank you so much everyone for joining in. See you on Thursday. Please don't fail to join the Thursday session, because we will have one of the founders for Besides Nairobi ahead of the conference, which is happening next month, which SheHacks is a partner. We'll be sharing more on what the conference is all about, what are some of the things, and I think they'll also have feedback on the people who applied for sponsorship, the feedback if you have been selected or etc. So just to share that, thank you so much. Okay, you can see the chats. Okay, the Google Drive link, I'll assume. So let me see. Okay. Just a minute. Let me try and get that link. Just post that here. So yeah, I've shared the link, the Google Drive link. So like I've said, create a folder with your name, like a folder na jina yako, and then have it include what is it called? Your CV, an updated CV, and a cover letter on why you would want to be part of, Cyber Shujaa, etc. If you want to learn more about Cyber Shujaa, just Google it. There's information around it. Yeah, so after you have like posted your documents or your details, now you'll send me a text with your name, your email, your number, and the school which you attended or you're waiting to graduate. And I think that like that's it. You just send me that via WhatsApp. So I'm just saying that now, so that maybe in case you reach out with an inquiry and I'm not able to get back, please, I hope that's like clear. So yeah, that's it. Good night, everyone. See you on Thursday. Okay, so I'll give you guys time to access the link, then I'll just close it in the next 1 minute. End the meeting. And thank you so much, BK Venom, Morgan, for training us today. Hopefully we'll host you again for the technical bit of it. Good night, everyone.